You know this year from your last tour, yeah?
Yeah. That's the first Aliyah, of course.
Yeah, 1882 is the first Zionist Aliyah. Okay? What was before 1882? Who were the Jews here before this time? Before this year? Huh?
The old issue.
Old Yishuv. Okay, so the formal name is the Old Yishuv. Old Yishuv. Okay, the Jews that have been here before Zionism. Before Zionism means before this year. Okay?
Which
They were 1882. This the first Zionist Aliyah.
The old issue?
The Old Yishuv.
Yishuv, Petah Tikva. It was one of the old.
The mother.
1978.
Old Yishuv.
Yishuv is settlement.
Okay, this is before 1882. Okay? Who are they, those Old Yishuv Jews? They are mostly what we will call today Haredi Jews, okay, ultra-Orthodox. They were living only, mostly, you can say only, in cities, and actually they concentrated in the holy cities for Jews, which are four: Jerusalem, Hebron, Sfat, Safed, and Tiberias. Okay? So, in most of these cities, there were tiny Jewish, very Orthodox religious minority living in those Arabs-made big cities, living with them, not being agricultural or villagers. But I got an asterisk. In 1882, before, even if we talk 1881, maybe 1 year before Zionism start, in Jerusalem, the Jews have already been a majority, a little majority, but already been a majority before this year. So, if we talk about all Israel, before Zionism, Jews were very, very few, very little percent of population among the much, much, much bigger Arab population. But in Jerusalem specifically, Jews have already been a majority, tiny majority, but already a majority before this year. Okay?
Where?
In Jerusalem specifically.
Before 1882.
Before, yes.
Compared
No, compared to the Arabs of Jerusalem. In Jerusalem, before this year, there were already more Jews than Arabs.
Only in Jerusalem.
Only in Jerusalem, not in any other place.
And what are the places that you mentioned? Jerusalem, Hebron, Safad, and what?
Tiberias.
Tiberias.
Those are the four holy cities where Jews tended to settle before this year. What happened in this year? You just learned about it last week. Yes, new Jews came to the town, what we call the new issue, those new Jews, and they wanted to build new colonies, just like Rishon LeZion. Yeah, and where did they build them? So for this, I need to take out a map to show you. Let's take out a map. So, if we look on the map of Israel, we've got a central ridge, okay? A central big ridge going from just above Beersheba, where the Hebron mountains start, and it continues to be mountainy, okay? All the way to Jenin. All the way to Jenin in the north. Then we've got a valley of Jezreel, and then again mountains of Nazareth and Galilee, okay? Everyone notice this. So we can call this the central ridge. The central ridge is the name of the big ridge, just like the one we are in right now. If we take zoom out, it's a big ridge going all the way from a bit above Beersheba to Afula, okay? The central ridge was very populated because of the reason I just mentioned. That's like the Judeans. If you go to the south or to the north, it continues. Those are those villages, those Arab villages that are continuously being habited through all the different ages we were talking of last time. You remember? From Canaanites and Israelites, and those are the same settlements continuing. And the most interesting thing, that sometimes even the names were preserved. The same ancient name from Canaanite time continued to Israel time, continued to Roman period, till 1948 the same names were kept, okay, by the population. So all of the central reach was continuously settled. So when the newcomers came in 1882 and wanted to build new colonies, they did not they wanted to buy land wherever it was possible to buy it, wherever there were unwanted, unsettled places. And this was, of course,
The shore.
on the shores and on the valleys, not on the central ridge. Okay? It's again confusing because the old Jews before 1882 were living here with the Arabs on the big cities, on Jerusalem, on Hebron, on Safed. Okay? But the new Jews were settling on the shore and on the valley. Okay? So if we look at the colonies of the first Aliyah, okay, you can see them here in black. You can see very clearly that they are distancing themselves from the central ridge. Everyone can see it? Then, on the start of the 20th century, we start to talk about second Aliyah, which we'll leave it for now because it's not our topic. I'll just say that they invented new forms of living, more secular, shared communist forms, and the most important one is what we call today the kibbutz, that was invented on the second Aliyah time. But if we look geographically, the ideology have changed, the way of settling will change. But if you look geographically, on the purple ones, which are the second Aliyah settlements, what you've got?
They're
They
more
are getting
central,
more to the center.
more to the ridge.
No, it's just the name that have no places. But if you look on the points, it's still exactly on the same line. Actually, when you talk, this continues till 1914. What happened in 1914? World War I. So no more Aliyah. No one can come more for the next 4 years. But if we look, we can already see, if you look at the green areas where Jews are living, it's a shape of an N. Okay, you can see this N.
Between the
Zionist settlements are in an N shape. Okay? Why? Because we have Central Ridge Mountain here and Central Ridge, another ridge here, Northern Ridge of mountains, and those ones are already well populated by Arabs. So the Jews are around where no one wanted to be, on the swamps and muds and on the shore, and this was very much easier to buy, much easier lands to buy and to settle in without intervening existing lands. Okay, this is very, very roughly. I'm not going much more deeper than this because you're going to talk about all this and you're going to visit the places. So I'm just doing it very rough. Yes.
So the N shape started at the southern